what I'd like to go over is kind of where you were, what you've gone through, where you're at now, and kind of an overall theme or process that you've gone through over the last year. Yeah. So again, where you were, what led you to, and then kind of as the process kept on unfolding, landing at where are you now?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me on the show. It's an honor. So let's travel back a little bit. I met you coming up in a couple of weeks, a year anniversary of me drinking ayahuasca with you. It's been probably the most profound year of my life, the most work, also the hardest. What brought me to Tikkun? It's always interesting. I feel like it actually brings you there. Tikkun brings people. It's not
you're
like
talking about the calling.
The calling,
like, even though you might not have been aware of it.
Oh, I had no idea. I don't think I even knew what ayahuasca was. So I have a good friend, Mayor, and he knew that I was generally struggling in life, riddled with anxiety. Wasn't diagnosed with anything besides for ADHD, but definitely struggled with anxiety and depression for most of my adult life. And he said, hey, I just tried this thing. Do you want to come check it out? I was just always looking for something. Nothing seems to work. Always looking for some sort of soothing mechanism for myself. And I said, why not? What is it? Yeah, you'll go, you'll find out. Some throwing up involved. I was like, I don't know about that. I was definitely nervous. And I told myself also, I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to go.
So you came to ayahuasca completely blind.
Pretty much.
Aside from Mayor telling you, hey, it can help with the anxiety.
It helped me, and I also saw him. I was like, you seem different. You seem happier. You seem content. I want that. I want in. And I remember leading up to it, he's like, okay, it's, we're going there. It's an hour and a half away. It's a few hours. I think he said it was, some sort of price. I don't remember exactly what he said back then. And then something changed where it then became a one night and a day thing, and then the price doubled. And I was like, oh, no, Mayor, I don't know about this. I'm not going for 24 hours.
So you were all in when you thought it was just like a one-time deal, and then all of a sudden now you're involved in a weekend retreat.
It's like, what are you changing up over here?
Yeah.
And then he's like, look, I got you. I'm going to pay for you. You're coming. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And at that point I was like, all right, I'm in. Yeah. So we went.
So the kind of mental, emotional state you were in leading up to was undertones, like feelings of anxiety. Sometimes depression would pop up.
Yeah, like little, I guess, bouts of depression where no drive, would stay in bed. Could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be 2 days. It always varied. And never really doing anything about it. Besides drinking, drugs, nothing that was actually helping.
So some of those soothing mechanisms that you were talking about just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Something to just pacify the feelings rather than address the issues.
I never really understood why I felt the way I felt. I wasn't in touch with pretty much any emotion. And I just was, that's my life. This is how I live, and that's how it'll always be.
Yeah. So you showed up to the first weekend retreat. We don't have to go through all the nitty gritty, step-by-step process. But if there was an overall theme of that very first weekend? And then how did you feel something shifted in you after that?
I got rocked. Going in, I was just a ball of anxiety. I remember I was in the bathroom probably like 15 times that day. I was just like, let's go. Let's get this over with. And I remember like laying down there and about to drink the medicine for the first time. I was like, what did I get myself into here? What am I doing here? This feels so weird.
I think everyone who has drank ayahuasca and continues to do so asks themselves that question at least
I continue
once.
to ask myself that question too.
Yeah.
But back to what your question was, the general theme. I instantly, during my journey, I had a shift where I actually felt for the first time probably, and I don't know how long, I genuinely felt emotion. And I remember I broke down just crying outside by the fire there. And I hadn't cried like that in probably 15 years. And that was instantly the shift. And that night I was like, this is it. This is my way. This is my way to heal. I see a future for myself that's not riddled with anxiety and able to feel and be happy to be alive and be grateful and to be able to feel whatever I'm feeling.